Are you ready for the heavyweight championship of the world? Are you ready?
All right, and we're back for another episode. My name is Bill, and I'm ready to fight.
And my name is Barry, and I'm ready to fight.
All right, I want a good, clean fight. Let's get it on.
Welcome to Add in This Corner, where we just settle the score once and for all on who's the best. That includes best music, best shows, best movies, basically best anything. So this week, what we talking about, Bill?
All right, this week we are discussing best soundtrack songs from a movie. Best soundtrack songs from a movie.
All right, here's the cool part. If we do not agree, that's easy. You guys basically split the difference. A lot of this is based off of opinions, but my mama always said if like 5 or more people agree, that means it's a fact. So if you're watching anywhere with a comment section, just go ahead and drop your 2 cents down below on some of your favorite soundtrack music.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Soundtrack music. All right, today we're going to discuss iconic songs that stem from a movie soundtrack. For instance, the movie Annie. Biggest song from Annie is what, Barry?
Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Oh, excuse me. You said Annie?
Annie,
tomorrow. Said it'll come out tomorrow.
The song will come out tomorrow. So that song could or could not be on one of our top 10 lists for this week. So basically, if you have a movie, what's one of the most iconic songs from that soundtrack that's what we're looking at. So we're not also now. I'm sorry, go ahead, Barry.
No, music that just it creates emotions. When you hear the song, you automatically think of the movie. So it's a link between iconic movies and iconic soundtrack hits. So sometimes the soundtrack hit may be bigger than the movie. So you just kind of see where we place it on our list.
Now, Barry, let me question now. Let's kind of, because maybe a little confusing at first. What about songs that were already out that were played on the movie and it became even bigger? Are we including those?
Here's the fun part. Before we get into our list, you have to explain your criteria. Because for me, I have a different criteria than you. But if it's on the soundtrack, it's all fair game. So after the coin toss, what we'll do is we'll kind of explain our criteria. My criteria may be a little different than yours, but overall, the overarching theme is it was on a soundtrack and it's iconic. Make sense?
I got you. I think for me, I based my songs based upon it had to stem from the soundtrack. So I can't have a big song and put it on the soundtrack and say, hey, this, I'm going the opposite way. It's still from the soundtrack.
And we're on the same page with that. I would say that 100% of my top 10, they were, those songs were created linked to the movie. But another thing is, these aren't necessarily my favorite songs. It's just that when I hear these songs, I automatically think of those scenes in the movie. Right?
Okay.
For example, some songs I love that were on soundtracks and they were the title song on the soundtrack. I just don't link it to that particular movie. So for me, number one, the song has to make me remember the movie. Number two, the song has to be iconic. Like everybody knows it and they recognize that it's from that movie. And then also I have to like the song to some degree, right? So that's another thing. So those are my top 3 points in my criteria.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right, now here's the fun part. Who gets to go first? These things are always fun, but I'm not gonna lie, there may be an advantage if you go first and a disadvantage if you go second. Who knows? But I'm gonna flip a coin, Bill, call it in the air.
Tails.
It's on heads. All right, so that means, you know what? Just because you kind of inspired me last time, I'm gonna go second. Yeah, I'm gonna go second. Yeah. All right. I'm trying to be unpredictable. All right. So what you got at number and what we'll do is we'll go backwards. So round
we're starting at number 10.
10.
Yep.
Yeah. So
we're gonna start from our bottom.
Yep.
All right.
Who you got?
So number 10, I literally just switched it up because of our conversation from earlier. Number 10, I Want to Sex You Up. Color Me Bad.
Man.
If you know, you know.
Yeah,
It
New
is
Jack
from
City.
New Jack City.
Looking for the pimples on the booty.
I'm looking for the pimples on the booty. This song actually became bigger outside of the movie. I would probably say it's the biggest song from the soundtrack, probably.
It is, and the reason Bill is saying that he switched it up because I brought this up and I took it off my list. And I took it off my list mainly because I'm like, well, I don't think of the movie when I hear that song, but it's one of my favorite songs. Like, I'm heavy into New Jack Swing, and this comes up on New Jack Swing's playlist like 24/7. So I was just like, all right, you know what? I may be picking too much with my heart this time, and I took it out. But I'm glad it got representation on one of our lists, so I'm not mad at that.
Okay.
All right, you ready for me?
I'm ready for you, bro.
All right, cool. So number 10 for me, I got Ghetto Superstar. This movie came out. The song is way bigger than the movie, by the way. A lot of people have never seen Bullworth, and a lot of people who've seen Bullworth have only seen it because of this song. The song was just so hyped that it brought people to the box office. Mm-hmm. This is when I was in elementary school. This is when I'm a Haitian, and I would listen to anything with Wyclef, and it had Pras, ODB, Maya. I remember the song being huge. It was on every single countdown that summer, and I love the song. The movie is trash, but the song is just so big that it outgrew the movie. So I got Ghetto Superstar. Had to represent for some Fuji members, and then shout out to Maya, shout out RIP ODB.
Hey, Ghetto Superstar. And I know exactly the song. I mean, the movie that you're talking about. I never watched it.
I never did either.
But the song definitely is
I've seen probably clips of it only because it's like, oh, that's the song, that's the movie with Ghetto Superstar. And then when you watch the movie, it's like I started the movie, but I'm like, this ain't as good as the song. But it's another classic case of the song outgrowing the movie.
Yep, absolutely.
All right. So it only gets better from here. What you got at number 9?
Number nine. I'm throwing everybody a curveball. This album was produced by Quincy Jones.
Oh,
I'm doing a little switching up there as I'm like,
I see.
I'm doing some switching up, but it was produced by Quincy Jones. Probably my favorite movie of all time.
Okay,
movie Color Purple.
Yep. And put some respect on his name.
Please put some respect on that man's name.
Make sure you have to word it. Not only album, the score was produced.
Album and score.
Album score. Yeah, because back then, that's the significant part about that movie. It came at a time where Black people weren't able to score movies. So the fact that he scored that film is legendary.
Yes, sir. So it's Sister by Suge Avery. Mm-hmm. You cannot hear that song and not think about Color Purple. It is synonymous with Color Purple. It is. You know when it happened. You know the scene. Mm-hmm. You know when she was looking at the other ladies and licked her tongue out. You know Harpo had the big fight. Everybody knows the scene. You know the song. You know the scene. Iconic. Great song. Performance was through the roof. I need to see the stage play. Unfortunately, I haven't. But hey,
I was too young to be watching that movie. I didn't realize till I was older. I was too young to be watching that movie. I didn't understand the scenes when I was younger, but that song is clearly the number one on the. You know what? I wouldn't be mad if somebody like God's trying to tell you something more. But I love the movie, love the soundtrack, love the music, and nice to get some representation on our list. Not mad at that. Solid number 9 pick. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna for my number 9, I'm going with I Don't Want to Miss a Thing from the Armageddon soundtrack.
Yes, sir.
My sister kind of brainwashed me into liking this song, but even if she didn't, I would have got brainwashed some type of way because of programming. This song was everywhere. It's like a karaoke favorite nowadays. Everybody knows the words to this song and they don't know how. I remember when it came out, Aerosmith, everybody was rocking with them. And I just the piano, don't want to close my eyes. It's just a solid song.
Quality song.
Yeah, man. It's just that's back. That's like that close to an end of the era where depending on your lead into your soundtrack, that's basically what would decide if you were going to win the box office or not. So I just remember that song being huge, and it helped the movie gain a lot of ticket sales as well. So Aerosmith gets some loves with I Don't Want to Miss a Thing.
Yes, sir. All right. I mean, that's a great song. Great movie. Armageddon. Was that Bruce Willis?
Yeah. Ben Affleck.
What's my guy?
From
Green Mile.
I forgot his name, but I already Clark Duncan or
Michael Clark Duncan.
Yeah.
Michael Clark Duncan.
And when you look at the I just remember back then it was like, oh, that's the director who did Bad Boys. So it came out so close to Deep Impact. Mm-hmm. And it was like you had to pick a side. Do you like Deep Impact or Armageddon more? And just because the music was so solid with this track, it was just like, all right, I'm kind of rocking with Armageddon.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, number eight. I'm still in the middle of switching my stuff up, but you'll see why. My number 8 is from Jungle Fever, the movie, and it's not Jungle Fever, the actual song, but it's these 3 words. Stevie Wonder. Everybody, hopefully you should know, Stevie Wonder actually did the soundtrack.
Yep.
These 3 words. Man, hey, put some respect on Stevie Wonder's name.
You already know I respect the legend. And once again, we talked about this in the past, and I feel like this song, because I didn't see Jungle Fever when it had just came out.
Okay, I did.
I was young, so a lot of times I used to have to wait for things to come on TV. I didn't even have cable back then.
Yep.
So by the time the movie came around, I had already known the song, and it's hard for me to. And I've already have so much memories attached to that song.
Yeah.
Different memories. So by the time the movie came out, like when I saw the movie, I'm like, oh, this is from here. Like last time we talked about this, you educated me. I'm like, wait, the first time he put that song out was for the movie? I didn't know that. I thought it was older than that. But because I didn't see the movie right away. So solid song. And the only reason it's missed on my countdown is because I have more memories tied to it outside of it.
Yeah. And when we get to our number 1 song, we're going to also throw some other songs out, and we'll actually discuss some other things as far as this list, because Barry and I we actually have 2 lists, but we're only mentioning 1 list on this episode, but you'll understand exactly. A lot of honorable mentions. But you're going to understand our other lists. But Barry's on you, number 8.
Okay, number 8. Just to make sure. All right. Kiss from a Rose, Seal, Batman Forever. This song, huge. This is like Seal's biggest hit. Every time somebody is asking about Seal, you always say, "Oh, the Kiss from a Rose dude." I just remember, this song was just big. I remember watching the episode on Oprah about it, like when he was being interviewed. Mm-hmm. So the song was big. It was everywhere that summer. It's a big tentpole film. It's a Batman movie. Mm-hmm. So that means it's already getting marketing pushed, like crazy. The soundtrack for that movie was actually solid. The soundtrack for the movie is way better than the film. Film is trash, but the song is on point. I just went on vacation randomly while me and my wife were walking through Atlanta. She started singing this song, and she said, "Oh shoot, who sings that song again?" And I knew, I was like, Seal. And she looked up the lyrics just to sing while we were on our walk. So even today, it's a powerful song.
And that's one of the songs. That's one of the songs that are sung the most on American Idol.
Really? See, I would have thought it would have been I Don't Miss a Thing, but to have
that too.
Yeah, it's
those two.
This song has a life of its own, to where I know people are not watching Batman Returns like that. Not Batman Returns, excuse me. Batman Forever like that. But this song comes up every year. But like you said, it's the karaoke appeal.
Absolutely. Karaoke appeal. Like I said, you hear it so much on any kind of singing shows, or you always hear it. So
power to them. Yeah. I start mumbling the words until they get to the hook. So that's just me. I don't know the words like that. And I had the cassette, so I already played this song out a long time ago.
All right, we're at number 7.
Yep.
Number 7. I'm gonna give you light skinned people some love. Light skin with your wavy hair. DeBarge.
Wow. Okay. Who's the master? That's what's up.
Yeah.
Creative.
Rhythm
pick.
of the
tell
rhythm,
them the title.
Rhythm of the Night is by DeBarge off of The Last Dragon. I know my boy. We call him Dreaded Joe, Professor Joe, Rich Joe. But that's one of his favorite movies of all time. But
that's my fourth favorite movie of all time.
wow. Okay. All right. Well, there you go. Rhythm of the Night, man. Everybody knows it.
What happens? What would you say if somebody says, "Well, every time I think of this song, I don't think of the movie. I think of the video." You shut them up right away because the video is in the movie. That's why this is a great pick, because it's like you can't escape.
You can't escape The Last Dragon. Bruce Leroy, you got the glow. Like Bruce Leroy, I'm talking about my boy. Later showed up on Different World, doing some stuff to Freddie. Doing some stuff to Freddie.
The rapist.
Like, oh my God.
It's a solid pick. This is a Motown record. Last Dragon is produced by Motown. So this was a great way. I'm believing this is the way they were launched. Like this is how they basically broke DeBarge. They were probably introduced through the Last Dragon film. And everybody knows this song. And it's to the beat of the rhythm of the night. And it's just like, its fingerprints are all over that movie. No solid pick.
All over.
All right, so that was your number
seven.
Cool. All right, so number 7, you know what? You show Spike Lee some love. I appreciate that. You show Spike Lee some love with Jungle Fever, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'm about to show him some love again, and it's Fight the Power. Spike Lee loved this song so much, he made it his intro track to Fight the Power. And when I think of, every time I hear Fight the Power, you can't help but dance. And when you dance, you can't help but mimic the moves of one Rosie Perez at the beginning of the movie. Like she did that whole starter sequence where it's like she was dancing to Fight the Power. And that movie and that song go hand in hand because of the message behind it. It's a great song. It's a great film. And when you think of that movie, you automatically think of Do the Right Thing. So it's like, it's Fight the Power. You got to Fight the Powers That Be. It took me years to realize this was even a sample. I didn't know that. Shout out to the Isleys. I didn't know that there was even an original version to this. I automatically thought that I heard the original track, but it's a solid sample. And it's a case to where the sample ended up being just as big, if not bigger, than the original track. So,
yeah, definitely. Great pick, Fight the Power. Everybody know Radio Raheem.
Yep.
Hey man,
pizza.
Some good old pizza from the pizzeria, man.
That movie's timely. That movie's timely right now. So,
and I always remember the poster being on Martin's wall in the apartment.
Well, not only that, when you look at our top 2 of our top 3 favorite shows, which is Martin, and there's a Martin reference, the poster on the wall, and Martin was in the movie.
He was in the movie.
But also, I remember there was a scene in Different Worlds where they were looking at art, and Dwayne Wayne was like, and how about when they was rubbing the ice, Mookie was rubbing the ice all over the naked girl and the hot, so that was a little funny scene too. So it's iconic moments, but this music is also an iconic moment in the film as well. So
absolutely, for sure. All right, I'm at number 6. I just flipped this around actually. Man, I gotta show Babyface some love, man. I tried. I'm taking stuff out, putting stuff in, taking stuff out.
It's all about what movie now.
At this point, me and Coco was talking about this last night. Waiting to Exhale.
Okay, I knew you were going Waiting to Exhale because
Waiting to Exhale. And what we did, we went through every single song, and we were talking about when did it play. When did it play during the movie? For me, Let It Flow.
Yep, and it played twice.
And listen. Babyface, again, put some respect on that man's name.
That's
The man-
it's only one producer better, and that's Quincy. And Babyface would be God level to me. So
It's
yeah.
3 up there for me, or 4 for me. It's 4 God
What-
level tiers for me.
he's second, but it's 4, and we don't need to get too much into it.
Yeah,
But I know your
'cause
4,
we're coming back.
our 4s are the same, but
Yeah.
Babyface is second on my list. I don't know where
Yeah.
he ranks for you.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Doing one of our episodes. But Let It Flow, they played it twice. Just the scene, you hear it, you know exactly where it's from.
Come on, Tony.
Actually, any song off of this soundtrack, you know where it's from
Yeah.
for the most part. There's only one song that on that album that he didn't create, which was My Funny Valentine, which
Mhm.
you know me, Barry,
Yep.
I'm a jazz guy, so that's an old jazz standard. But what he did, he constructed it so that he reconstructed it so that it can fit into this soundtrack. So it can, and he made it more R&B. And if you watch that Waiting to Excel special that he did on YouTube live, where he
IG.
or IG, where he talked about how he created each one of these songs and so forth. So for me, Tony Braxton, Let It Flow, excellent song. I know there's other great songs out there, but that's
If you want to start a fight, ask somebody what's the best song on the soundtrack. I'm not really sure what they'll say.
I can't, because you got
It's
I
too
mean,
much.
Mary has.
I knew as soon as you said
know what?
Babyface, I knew you were going either Boomerang or you were going to go Waiting to Excel. And I know you're like the biggest Waiting to Excel soundtrack fan I know. So I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, he's going to go Waiting to Excel. Now it's just a matter of which song. So yeah, like not mad at that at all. Solid pick. Shout out to Babyface.
I got that as the second all-time greatest soundtrack ever of all time.
Mhm.
You already know that, so
Yep. And all right, so for me, that was your number. Can I see you switched around some stuff on your list?
that's my number
Make sure.
6. That's my number 6.
All right, number 6. For my number 6, I'm bringing up Gangsta's Paradise. Coolio
Coolio.
is just. I remember this was when Coolio came out, and when we
Yep.
look back, a lot of people look at him as a one-hit wonder. It's just because the song was too big. It just you couldn't follow up after this, right? Dangerous Minds. I don't even know if I've seen Dangerous Minds in its entirety. I've always seen it in pieces because that was something that it was always heavily censored when it showed up on TV anyway. Like I already told you, my cable situation. And this song, when it came out, it won every award that it was nominated for. Every kid was singing the hook. Ain't even know what the song was about. That first, as soon as it starts off, as I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I just remember the music. The song is bigger than the movie now, but it just had, at the time, it was a lot of promotion behind the movie because it was the Michelle Pfeiffer aspect. And then it was like, hey, what's that song on the soundtrack? Like, what is that? It kept showing up on the commercials. It became a meme. Like anytime you wanted to show, every show copied that. Every movie copied that after a while. There was even a spoof movie that copied that. Like I forgot there was a spoof of Dangerous Minds. I forgot the name of the film. Weird Al Yankovic,
actually, I think he did.
Yes, there was
well.
exactly. There was a Gangster's Paradise spoof by Weird Al Yankovic as well. So the song still lives on today. I remember when I was working for the last company I used to work for, and we were having just a random karaoke. Somebody put this on. It was on somebody's playlist, and everybody knew. Everybody jumped in when the music started. Now, did everybody know the words? Probably not the best, but I mean, everybody was familiar with the song. So Gangster's Paradise is my number 6. So halfway point, I'll leave it up to you. So what you want to do? You want to switch or you just want to keep the rotation?
Yeah, let's switch it up.
All right. Number 5.
You're number 5.
Yeah, one of the best franchises out there, still making movies today as we speak, is the Rocky franchise.
All right, where you going?
Yeah, if you've ever been in the gym and you need extra motivation to hit that last rep, you've played this song and it's giving you a second win, and it's Eye of the Tiger. I think it's the best workout song. It's the best. And, and by the way, Rocky's known for its iconic music. You got Gonna Fly Now. Eye of the Tiger may be their biggest hit. So it's like It's and a lot of people don't realize it's only on Rocky 3, I believe. It's not on all the movies. That's how big the song is. People think it's all over the franchise. It's not. So yeah, and Cosby Show. Shout out to the little kid that was at was that Olivia or Rudy's party where the little kid basically sung all the words to Eye of the Tiger. So I just remember this song being like
no, that was Olivia's party. That was Olivia.
Okay, that was Olivia's party.
Cake. They found that cake because the kid had the little raspy voice.
Yes.
Yeah.
So even that, like this movie has this song has a life of its own where it's like it's tied to the Rocky franchise, but there's a lot of moments, historical moments where it's like separate from the Rocky franchise. And I had to show it some love because anytime I'm working out, whether it be home or the gym, this song is hitting my playlist.
Yeah. All right. My number 5. Okay, listen. All right. It's gonna be probably an unpopular pick for a lot of people. But again, I'm kind of focusing on the song and everything. So it may cause some controversy, guys. I'm sorry, I apologize.
I know where you're going.
I know he's canceled, but
Drumline or Space Jam? Come on, man.
We know where, we know where we know where it came from.
Yeah.
I Believe I Can Fly.
Yeah.
Guys, I get it, I understand, and I'm with you. But that song it's one of the biggest.
And the cool part, you're being extra apologetic, but the cool part about his pen, as in him writing this song, it's outgrown him to a degree, to where this song is still played at graduations and I go to camp with kids every summer. They play this track every summer, Bill. Like, so It's like you're being apologetic, but I feel like a lot of people know this song, they rock with this song, and it's kind of outgrown the artist who wrote it. So it's the great soundtrack for the movie you picked too, Space Jam. And it's the best song on the soundtrack. So this is when he started stepping into that role as, dude could produce, and he could write. I just remember this song winning a lot of awards as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's totally different from his norm of songs. Yeah. So it shows, it like you said, it shows his range of writing, his range of production. And everybody knows he's flying through the air. Like, I mean,
it fits MJ perfectly. It fits the movie perfectly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's when every kid thought MJ could really do the airwalk. Like, I really thought MJ was flying.
Yeah, sure. So that's my number 5 pick.
Again,
guys, I apologize.
Ain't no apologies needed. Solid song, solid song. All right, my number 4. You ready?
Yep.
I had to adjust my list because all right, and my number 4 is a tie. So you already know what time it is, Bill, right? I'm right there with you. I'm going with the Purple Rain soundtrack, and I think it's 2 songs you have to pick. So it's Purple Rain and When Doves Cry. Those songs they're linked, they're tied together. I don't know if I could pick one, but I also don't want to be unfair and give you 2 spots on my countdown. So I'm going with the Purple Rain soundtrack, Purple Rain movie, Purple Rain, and When Doves Cry. Like, it's just, these songs are just as big as the movie, but this is a sweet spot where the songs, they don't need the movie. They're just as big by themselves. And the movie doesn't need the songs almost. It's like the movie's just as
the songs have superseded the movie.
Yeah. And you almost forget that this is a soundtrack because it just looks like a regular LP. I'm like, that wasn't no soundtrack. That's a Prince album. Purple Rain is a Prince album. So it's when Doves Cry, Purple Rain, your 4A, 4B.
Okay. All right. So my 4, I did some switching around again.
Yeah.
Man. It's a rock song because I'm with that 80s, 90s rocks. That's all pop rock. This came off of the sequel of Karate Kid.
Okay.
So Karate Kid 2.
Another workout jam.
It's Glory of Love.
Oh no, I thought you was going somewhere else. I'm thinking.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That was from the first.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, as soon as you said it came off the second one, I'm like, okay, I'm tripping. Nah, solid.
Glory of Love. Okay. I believe the guy's name is Peter Cetera, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody you guys can look, any one of our listeners, look it up for me, put it down, let me know if I'm right or wrong. But I believe the guy name is Peter Cetera's, CET or whatever his name. But I don't know why that song just
Peter
sticks
Cetera.
with me.
I
Okay,
looked it up.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. I don't know why that song has stuck with me since the first time I've heard it, but it's just one of my favorite soundtrack songs of all time. I have it on a playlist that I listen to. I have it on my soft pop, 80s, 90s pop playlist. I have it on my movie soundtracks playlist. I love the song. Great
Yeah,
song.
not mad at that. Not mad at that. I think that movie gave us a lot of iconic things. Music is one of them, and that's the reason why you see the reboots happening today. Not mad at that.
Yep.
Big, solid. The beautiful part about our list are how eclectic it is, and I can tell we both was raised by a television set or a movie screen because, yeah, just every different film, it shows like our taste in movies, but it's tied to a different memory. Not mad at that at all. Solid pick. And that was your number.
That was my number 4.
Yep. Are you ready for
Top
3?
Ready.
Yeah, my 3 is actually coming from my favorite movie of all time. So my top 2 favorite movies are it's 1A, 1B, Coming to America and Ghostbusters. If you're asking me to pick, I'm not. So you've already heard 3 out of my top 4 films of all time.
Yeah.
And all right, so now here's the thing. Bobby Brown's one of my favorite artists, and he had a track on the second. Now, I like that track a little bit more than this. It's just that I don't think of Ghostbusters when I hear that Bobby Brown song. I think of
Ray Parker Jr.
Thank you. You know, shout out producer of Mr. Telephone Man for New Edition. And another, his biggest hit was Ghostbusters, the title track. This song, I heard it as a kid. Theme song to the real Ghostbusters cartoon. And I automatically fell in love with the franchise. It's just, the song is so catchy for a little kid. And since then, I listen to this on every road trip. I don't think you understand how much I like this song.
Yeah.
Know all the words, can sing all the words. I know how to do the dance from the video. You know, so yeah, and it's my favorite. It's my favorite movie. It's tied for my number 1 movie. And the song is just as big as the movie. When the movie came out, it was that time's Avengers. It was like
there's no way you could separate the two.
Yeah, you can.
You
and
can't,
it's like
you just can't.
so much so they chose to put it on the sequel, and they chose to put it on even the one that we don't speak of, like the reboot. And it's going to be it's gonna play on a new movie as well. So it's just a great song, and I think it might be arguably the best title. It's the best version of the best example of when you want to sell a soundtrack. This is the type of music you make for a movie. And after that, every single movie tried to copy that formula. It's like, let's do the same thing Ghostbusters did. Back to the Future said we need a pop hit that's going to help push the movie. And I think this song kind of started that. Maybe Saturday Night Fever. Let me stop. It was that in the 70s. But yeah, number 3, Ghostbusters. Yeah.
And to be honest, I think that may be, as a matter of fact, I take that back. That's probably his biggest hit of all time.
It is. There's a Key and Peele sketch about why it's his biggest hit. So if you get a chance to just play with your fingers a little bit, look up that Key and Peele sketch on, Ray Parker Jr.
Ray Parker Jr. All right, my number 3. It's found on the soundtrack.
Yep. I already know where you're going. The fact that you have to kind of say that at first.
Boys to Men. I mean, boys.
Okay.
Boys in the Hood. Sorry. No. Boys in the Hood.
There we go. All right. I'm on point.
Boys in the Hood. Just me and you, baby.
Yeah, if you notice what I was
doing,
Tony. I started getting my Ricky stance right. Yes. It was like basically a football practice, and he had to run through the pads. Football
practice. He's talking about they in the locker room. He putting on the pads, shoulder pads. That's just me and you, man. Like that's
so he trying to pressure his girlfriend into premarital sex and everything. Come on, man. It's a memorable moment on the film.
Yeah,
correct.
That movie, that song. I remember when the movie came out. I remember the song. I just, and I had all the tapes, cassette tapes for Tony. It wasn't on any one of them. So that actually was
That's surprising to me because like most people, I do not link this song to the movie right away.
yeah.
Yeah, I do, because I automatically think of the Ricky at football practice.
Football
But
practice, yeah.
I just would assume, because it's something else that you have on this list as well. That I would assume there was on one of their albums, and I'm just surprised
It's
that
not.
it's not.
It's not. You will find it on Greatest Hits or
Yeah, still, I'm not even including that. I thought they would have been savvy enough to put it on
or
their
ones
own
that
record.
have been reissued.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's
my number
surprising.
3, Just Me and You, Tony, Boys in the Hood soundtrack. Here we go. Let's go.
Are you ready? Number 2. I'm not going to go too much into detail. I Believe I Can Fly. Solid soundtrack. I'm just like, you got Monica, I Will Cross the Ocean for You.
Mhm.
You got If I Hit 'Em High, Hit 'Em High, LL Cool J. You got I Want to Fly Like an Eagle, Seal again.
Wasn't
As a kid-
69 Boys or 95
Uh,
Sound? Wasn't one of them two on there?
Maybe I have to double check, but
At the beginning, like the fast.
Oh, you talking about come on and slam and walk up
Yeah.
to the
Ain't that
yeah.
69? Yeah, I thought so.
I don't think it's 69 Boys. What I would say.
Quad City DJs.
Quad City DJ. All right, so we just looked it up. It's Quad City DJs.
So they're out of Atlanta.
It's one of them down south, bro. I didn't even think to include that, but that's like one of the biggest songs. It gets you hyped for the movie. It just was I remember the music being just as great as the movie, and maybe the movie. There's some novelty attached to the movie. Like I liked it because I saw it at a time where MJ was larger than life, and to get him trapped on a big screen was huge to fans back then. And this was in a soundtrack of stars. R. Kelly shined as the biggest star on that soundtrack. Shout out to David Stern. I kind of pulled his All-Star reference, but I just remember that song being big. And it's just part of pop culture now. It's like anytime you need to do something to celebrate kids, it's always, all right, play I Believe I Can Fly, Drumline, Space Jam. List goes on every graduation.
Yeah.
So I Believe I Can Fly, my number 2.
All right, cool. All right, my number 2, Barry, I'm piggybacking off of you. I could not break them. I could not separate the two.
Okay.
Purple Rain, When Doves Cry.
Yeah.
I may even have a little ... and I will die for you because that's probably my favorite song on the soundtrack.
My favorite songs is on that is Beautiful Ones, and it might change next year. It just depends on the one that I haven't played out already because I play a lot of. Oh, Let's Go Crazy. Now, Let's Go Crazy might be my favorite one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about it. When Doves Cry, Purple Rain. Purple Rain, when he performed it at the Super Bowl, it started to rain. He had FAMU's band. How
poetic is that, man?
Like, how could you? You couldn't.
How poetic is that? That's like he got powers or something, man. That's amazing.
So you couldn't ask for anything better, but
nah, man. This is the one album that gets to cheat on the list. It's just too much good music. It's probably now we're talking best soundtracks. Might make number 1, but we're not talking about best soundtracks. We're talking about best soundtrack song, and even then,
you already know I got that as number 1. So
yeah,
but
it's
Purple Rain, When Doves Cry, ... I Would Die For You.
All right, so number 1, you ready?
Let's go. Number 1's ready.
You already know how I feel about this soundtrack. It's like my first purchased soundtrack, and I paid a penny for it. That's when Columbia used to have those Columbia publishing house or clearing out, whatever it was, where you pay a penny, you get like 10 albums or whatever.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So this was like the first soundtrack I ever bought because back then it was like, I don't get soundtracks because it doesn't play one artist. It plays a compilation of artists. And I'm going with I Will Always Love You by Bodyguard. 45 million. And that's not box office numbers. That's album sales. That's difficult. And this is her opus. And it's just, once again, that first side, that side A, some of the best music you'll hear in the 90s. And I Will Always Love You. It's another one. It's karaoke gold. I mean, every show does it. Martin did it when he tried to get Gina back. And the list goes on from there. It's just one of them songs where it's just so, no matter how much times you hear it, even when it's it never gets old, and you always just stand in anticipation before that first, and long in eye or whatever. It's a memorable song, memorable words. It's a remake and it's bigger than the original. I'm talking about this movie she was already a star. This made her a superstar. So good movie. Go ahead.
How many records did it sell?
45 mil.
Off of how many songs did that 45 mil?
What was it 6? Was it 6?
Yeah. Remember, we talked about this.
And really, if you want to be honest, a bulk of that 45 is from "I Will Always Love You." A lot of that,
It was from "I Will Always Love You." I Have Nothing.
Yeah,
I Want to
Run to You.
Queen of the Pack.
Queen of the Night. Queen of the Night.
Queen of the Pack. And
it's one more.
It was one more, but it wasn't the Jesus Loves You, right?
Nah, it's something that she performed on the movie.
It was five songs that made that album sell 45 million records worldwide.
Like I said, a bulk of that 45 is coming from "I Will Always Love You." Just everybody knows this song. Everybody loves this song. I've never heard anybody say they hate this song. So it's just, it's my number one, man.
And let's not forget, it's not an original song.
It's not, I mentioned that it's Dolly. So it's like it made I think this warmed up artists to sharing their music to where it's like, hey, you never know how much money you can make off of a remake. You still get points off of that.
I'm Every Woman.
That's what it was. I'm Every Woman. And I'm Every Woman is kind of like, it wasn't on the movie, which is why I'm like, okay, was that on that soundtrack or was it on the next?
It's on that soundtrack.
It's I'm Every Woman.
Mm-hmm. All right, so perfect song. And the reason why it's so perfect because my number one song came and took over your number one song.
Yep.
So my number one song, LaFace Records, Boomerang.
Yep.
End of the Road, Boys and Men.
And you educated me on this a while back when we talked about it. And I was ready to pull up a Wikipedia on you. I was like, I said, bro, End of the Road didn't come out for Boomerang. It was already out. It was like, I said it wasn't. Is it not? It's not on a Boyz II Men album. I was like, I said it is on a Boyz II Men album. I know for a fact it is. You're like, how sure are you? And I was getting ready to look up the Wikipedia, and I trust your judgment. But that's surprising to me. That's more surprising than just me and you with Tony. That End of the Road was never on a Boyz II Men album.
They put it on the album. They put it on the first album when they re-released it with the Spanish version.
Yeah, that
doesn't count. So that song written by who? Babyface.
Yeah.
Babyface. Like you said, I Will Always Love You and I Believe I Can Fly. This song is End of the Road. It's sung
everywhere.
Different events.
It's a funeral song. It's a graduation song.
Yep.
It's a moving song.
They sold some people. It was in Different World when
moving.
When they were about to move to Japan. So I mean,
it's a breakup song. It's everything, bro.
It broke records. It set records. Like I said, it topped Boomerang. Bodyguard. I Will Always Love You. It came and took over her spot.
That's crazy. That's crazy, man.
Never seen nothing.
And another thing is, I don't automatically think of Boomerang when I hear the song, because it came out. It came out when Marcus was lying about his former lover who, was sleeping with the best man or whatever. So it's such a comedic part, and I'm like, but it catapulted this soundtrack to like greatness, because this is one of when you look up top 10 soundtracks, this continues to show up on people's list. And a lot of people, believe it or not, Boomerang didn't get as much love as some of Eddie Murphy's more universal hits, to where it's something, the Black culture adopts it, but you're not going to find too much people. Yeah, exactly. Where that soundtrack, a lot of people know music from the soundtrack because of End of the Road lifted it up to like pop culture.
I would say that's probably my third favorite soundtrack of all time.
Oh, it's in there for me. It's definitely in my It might be in my top 3, but if I know for a fact it's in my top 5, but I think it definitely might be in my top 3 just off of the great music that's on there. So solid, love it.
Which is fun.
Boyz II Men, they rule funerals because they got End of the Road, and they got another song for funerals. Hard to say goodbye. Hard to say goodbye. Yeah. So they rule. They dominate the funeral sector.
That song came off of what movie?
Which one?
It's So Hard to Say Goodbye.
Oh, that's Lethal Weapon 3, Cop Killers.
Another movie.
You talking about the original?
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about from Cooley? No, is it Cooley?
It is, but it's on Cooley High. There's on another one, House Party 2.
Oh, wait. Yeah, you're right. I don't count it for that movie.
No.
Yeah.
No. But when Boyz II Men came and did it.
But it shows you how much fingerprints it has on the culture for me to just be listing
just the
names
song
like
period.
that.
Yeah, just the song period. So
and we could name more, but hey, we left off some stuff, man. I'm gonna just
let's hit our honorable mentions because
go ahead,
just some
spit
stuff
them out.
Oh
man,
the time of my life.
Just keep
off of
the dancing movie. I forgot, but
Dirty Dancing.
Yeah, Dirty Dancing. I knew dancing was in the title.
What's my song off of? Go ahead.
Don't Let Go, Set It Off.
Don't Let Go, Set It Off. Yes. Hell, Shoot.
Yep. You could go to.
That's not even talk about Wait.
Yeah, you could go to the same soundtracks. Happy, Despicable Me,
Happy. What's my song off of Top Gun?
No, Danger Zone. They got Danger Zone.
They have Danger Zone. They have another one.
They got another one too. The one that they sung for the karaoke thing.
Let's see. Ease on Down the Road.
Yep.
If you don't know what Ease on Down the Road is from, you can't play Black Card Revokers. I don't know. If you don't know that, Ease on Down the Road.
Come on, then. Ease on down. But if you're talking about that, you got to go back to the original too, like Somewhere Over the Rainbow, with
Dorothy the Wizard.
Yeah, that has a lot of iconic music in it by itself. Maniac from he's a maniac. Everybody know. Staying Alive. Saturday Night. Saturday Night Fever, whatever.
Take My Breath Away.
Yep.
That's from Top Gun.
Yeah. I'm looking up the soundtrack as we speak. It's more.
It's a Hard Knock Life. Lean on Me.
Yeah.
Hard
Knock Life. Annie got a couple.
Who's Johnny?
Say it again.
Who's Johnny?
What's the little robot name?
Johnny Five.
Short Circuit.
Yeah, Short Circuit. There you go.
Who's Johnny? Yeah.
Yep.
Juice got some. Know the Ledge. We on Juice. Juice got way more too. Like Juice soundtrack. Above the Rim got some. Holla If You Hear Me.
Above the Rim.
Pour out a little.
Above the Rim is anything by anything remixed by SWB. That's mine. That one there is mine.
Yep. I thought that was gonna be on your list. It looks like you just.
I took it off.
Yep.
Every Little Thing. Everything I Do It For You from the Robin Hood soundtrack.
Yep.
Bryan Adams.
Mm-hmm.
Also, this I'm reading off of my movie soundtrack.
I'm trying to go through mine as well.
My Heart Will Go On.
Oh wow, Titanic. Oh shoot.
Now
you know what?
Now let me circle back. So Barry and I, we when we made this list is over a year old. We made 2 lists. We made a list that we call general consensus, which would be more Family Feud style. You asked 100 people.
If you poll 10 people, this song will show up in the top 10 list.
So we made a list for that, and then we made our own personal list. So what we showed you,
we just read our personal.
We just read our personal. But that song, My Heart.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. It might have to be on my list somewhere. I just don't know where to put it. Just know that I messed up on that because that's.
Let's put an asterisk.
Yeah, just put an asterisk on that one. I may have been tripping on that. But hey, Bill, how about this? So what better way to get general consensus than ask folks for their 2 cents? So
My 2 cents.
what you want to do?
My folks, you know what to do. Go down to the comment section. My 2 cents. If you agree, if you disagree, if you have songs that came from a movie, put it down that we didn't that we maybe
list
didn't
stuff
mention.
that we didn't mention. Put your own top 10 down there in your order, just so we could compare and contrast. Let me know where I was tripping. Let Bill know where he was tripping. And then you know what? It's just friendly engagement. Let's go.
Some of my people never heard Just Me and You. I get it. It's cool. But
so I feel like that's the cool part. Like even songs that I'm not gonna lie, it's certain songs that I be knowing, and I don't know how I know them, but I'm like, oh, I know that from that movie. So I do know it. It is attached to the movie, but I forgot about the Celine Dion joint. I'm tripping.
Yeah. What's my song from Beverly Hills Cop?
You talking about that one?
Not that. That's more of a.
You talking about the one when? Are you talking about the
at the beginning? At the beginning,
Yeah.
wasn't the Pointer Sisters?
Yeah, you talking about? Here's the beat. When he's in the truck.
Yeah.
Hold on. It might be Pointer Sisters, but let me just double
I
check.
thought it was the Pointer Sisters, but I could be wrong. But
He had New Attitude. Patti LaBelle was on that too. I forgot. And the funny thing is,
you're right.
Nah, that was a nice soundtrack. Hold on. It's a couple of them, man. But the heat is on. There it is.
The heat is on.
The
That's
heat
what I'm
is
thinking about.
on.
That's
I was
what I'm
singing the
thinking
beat.
about.
I had the
That's
beat.
what I'm thinking about. The heat is
I'm
on.
like, what?
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking about.
No. You're right. Yeah. No, that was a solid soundtrack.
Man. So, guys, as you can see, we're just kicking people, folks. You know, sometimes, man, we have these lists, and you start making corrections as you.
I'm not gonna lie. We throw them lists out there. We throw it in the garbage. Soon as I start hearing your picks, I'm like, hey, let me switch, because it's a couple times we deviated from our original list. So I'm anxious to hear what you guys think, man. Bill,
Yeah, very anxious.
I loved your list. It brought a lot of memories.
It
brought a lot of memories to myself here in my list, man. I think that's all that I got. If you have anything else to say, let the people know.
You know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, and in this corner, we out.
Peace.